Hello. There are many misconceptions about attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, better known by its initials ADHD. And today I'm here to hopefully dispel some of these myths. So let's get started. Myth number one, ADHD is not a real diagnosis, but an excuse for those children who are just lazy and ill-behaved. Children with ADHD often stand out amongst their peers by not paying attention in class, having trouble completing tasks at school, often battling with their parents over doing homework. They don't seem to listen to requests and rules set by their parents and/or teachers, have poor self-control and no filter in their responses to others regardless of their current mood. In past generations, this was identified as being the class clown, or a child who simply doesn't apply themselves. Extensive research has now discovered that upwards of 10% of elementary school children and 12% of teens have a true medical issue which is diagnosable as ADHD. It's difficult to understand mental health disorders since there is not one objective measurement, such as measuring blood pressure to check for high blood pressure or testing blood sugar to diagnose diabetes. Instead, there are multiple subjective questionnaires that are completed by parents and teachers to determine if the child meets the criteria established by the Diagnostic Manual of Psychiatric Disorders, which identifies significant characteristics that the child or teen must exhibit to qualify for the diagnosis. Another one I hear in the office routinely: my child doesn't have ADHD because they can sit and play video games for hours. Activities that a child enjoys may lessen their inability to focus, as opposed to reading a book, doing their schoolwork, or household chores they may find much less interesting. Video games are hyper-stimulating to the brain, so they are in essence just like the medication that is used to treat ADHD. The AAP recommends no more than 1 hour of total media time a day, with no media during meal times and 1 hour prior to bedtime for all children less than 5 years old. Studies are underway to determine what effects of video games, cell phones, tablets are having on the developing brains of children and their ability to interact socially with others. Poor parenting can result in ADHD. ADHD is not caused by anything you or another loved one has done. Simply applying more discipline may not help without other modes of treatment. Clear and consistent expectations and establishing a home environment with predictable routines can help. Medication is the only way to treat ADHD. Medication is often used as a last resort. That is, unless the child has hit the proverbial wall by falling into one of the following categories. They are in danger of failing at school. They feel there is something wrong with them and this eventually turns into depression. Or they pose a danger to themselves and others due to a lack of impulse control. Minus those things listed, behavioral techniques at home can be recommended, along with a 504 plan at school to provide the necessary accommodations for the child. Close follow-up to determine if the child is improving through these modalities is needed so that if any of the walls are hit in this time, adjustments may be made. Finally, medications should be avoided since they stunt the child's growth, change their personality, turning them into zombies, and are addicting. There are many new medications we use since the advent of Ritalin and Adderall that tend to have less side effects and last throughout the school day. Children on ADHD medications are closely followed by our office so that we are able to monitor any potential side effects and growth of the child. If there is a change in personality, we can adjust the medication. Many children show a growth pattern typical of late bloomers, so eventually catch up with growth. Studies actually show that those children who are not properly treated for ADHD have a higher risk-taking behaviors that can lead to addiction of illegal drugs. Medication is often life-changing when it is the right diagnosis, just as your glasses help you see or the insulin helps those with diabetes. By treating ADHD, we are able to often affect the whole family dynamic for the better. As we say, the apple only falls so far from the tree as this is inherited. Often one or both parents usually have ADHD as well. So by diagnosing the child, we are able to steer the parents in the direction for help. In summary, this is a real diagnosis and something you should bring up to your provider if you are concerned in order for us to do an evaluation of your child. Thank you for watching.